Let's do it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Dear Video Games Podcast, our open letter to our favorite hobby. My name is Curtis. I write about video games. And of course, I'm joined by fellow gamer and Bay Area rapper, Walter Slapadelic. You guys probably saw me kind of look over
Man,
to the
you
left here.
you nailed it.
I
You
was,
got it. You
thank
fucking
you.
yeah. You nailed that intro. That was great.
I need to practice it more because I only do it when I come on here. I need to practice it more, so I got it. But we were on a little bit of a hiatus there. I'm not even gonna dwell on it too much because I think there's things were just popping up, and I was like, oh, we're gonna get to the podcast. Luckily, we didn't devote ourselves to every week, every Tuesday, every Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's a really great thing. But how you doing, man? How you been doing?
I'm doing good, man. You know, I saw the Batman the other day, and that's just kind of consumed my life since then. Just just thinking about it and talking about it and stuff.
I wish I was
Uh,
more of a moviegoer as everybody is. I'm just not that person. I've never been a person to just be like, I need to go see this movie. The only movie in recent times that I was like, I need to go see it, and it was when the first one came out too, is the new Sonic movie. Now I'm so excited because I like the first
that was
one.
a good movie. I liked
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I thought Jim
Really
Carrey was
liked
so
it.
good in that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's probably it's not a surprise that you like him in the movie, but it's surprise how well it works. And I'm thinking this second
Yeah.
one it's gonna work
Yeah.
even better.
It's I didn't expect it. I mean, it's definitely a Jim Carrey character, but I didn't expect it to be like he actually knows a lot about like the
Mm-hmm.
who like how Robotnik is portrayed. Like he even looks like him now. Like at the end
Mm-hmm.
of the last movie and now in this one, even
Yeah.
like it's like impressive like how he like really is like
I think
video
it's
game
really
accurate or whatever.
exactly, and I think it's really impressive that his style of acting really kind of does work for how we look at Dr. Eggman and Dr. Robotnik. Is
Yeah.
like that kind of the kind of comedy he throws out, like
Hmm.
his cadence, his speed. It's like in the way he talks. It's like I can really
Hmm.
see Dr. Robotnik really being that way, and he's been kind of like that throughout a lot of games.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched like the there's like they had like a cartoon in like the late '90s or mid '90s or something.
Yeah, the
I forget,
first
it was
one.
just called like Sonic Cartoon or whatever. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and that's a lot like how Robotnik was
Kind of came
in
off.
that show, from what I remember. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I love that. The exact show you're talking about, I love that show. It's like the first Sonic the Hedgehog, the one where he's like, every episode he's like, I need to go get chili dogs, and then like
yeah, yeah.
the dude's making the chili dog, and he's like tapping his foot, like I'm waiting. Annoying '90s humor.
That's a synopsis of most episodes.
Yeah, that is exactly what it is. So before we start, I haven't been too vocal about this situation. I mean, a little bit I have. Of course, we all know here at the Soul Dojo, here on the Dear Video Games podcast, we do stand with the terrible things that, are going on in the Ukraine. We do stand by Ukraine, and, Russia needs to be stopped. And it's good to have, even though there's probably nothing we can necessarily do about it, just as us as content creators, we can at least put a lot of people can well, I'm losing my train of thought here. We can at least what's the word? What's the word, Voltaire? Like bring eyes to
Awareness?
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Awareness. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah, we can at least bring awareness to the situation and say that what's going on there is horrible, and we're seeing it every day, and everybody's affected. And it's an awful thing, but we do stand with Ukraine here on the Dear Video Games podcast. You got anything to say about that, man?
I mean, not without completely derailing the entire podcast.
Yeah. Got you. Yeah, because I played it safe. I played it safe.
I was like, I mean, like, I mean, obviously, I don't like war. You know what I mean? I don't like when people invade other countries and shit. I don't like it when we do it. I don't like when other countries do it. So, I mean, that's the extremely simplified version of
Got you. Thanks. Yeah. And if anybody's suffering, please, we do stand with you, and
Mhm.
and we do sympathize with what's going on. So let's start with a huge topic, and it's something that I've been very vocal over the last couple of days because I didn't say anything about it until I finally tweeted it the other night, or the other day. It wasn't nighttime just yet, but let me find it here. I don't know if you reacted to it or commented on it at all. I don't know if you did or if somebody else did. Where is it at? Here's it go. I genuinely feel bad for Guerrilla Games and its timing releasing another Horizon game. Don't get me wrong,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West is great, but it's been overshadowed by Elden Ring. The same thing happened in 2017, overshadowed by Breath of the Wild. To me, you talk about this all the time.
Yeah, talk about shit timing. I mean, like
not once,
but
know, twice.
Like, yeah, like read the room, like.
Oh my goodness, I don't know who is behind Guerrilla Games or PlayStation that says, yeah, we're going to release it in one of the most jam-packed months of the year,
yeah,
which was February, and we're going to release this game. And oh, by the way, From Software, yeah, they're releasing it's just Dark Souls. Who cares?
Yeah,
like it's like no, this game has been talked about for the longest time. We're just going to
compete with, we kind of got screwed over by competing with The Legend of Zelda at the release of our last game.
Yeah.
So in order to not make the same mistake again, we're just gonna make an equally bad but distinct mistake.
Yeah.
And trying to go right up against freaking FromSoft.
Yeah, and it's yet another Horizon game coming out during another major release. And once again, I do completely agree with myself, I guess. It's
that's good.
Yeah, of course you should. You're overshadowed again. No, I haven't. I haven't played Elden. For Horizon, I played a lot. I'll talk about it here in a minute. But
for
sure. Everybody has talked about Elden Ring since it came out last month, and it has not. I mean, it is gone for a while now, and the only time this really happens, it's
pretty wild. Like,
yeah. The only time this really happens is like when a game is just that good, and it's generating all these people to talk about it, and it's making the sales numbers go crazy. So more people are playing it, more people are talking about it, and it's gonna go on for. I don't see the hype on this game dying down until about late May. Honestly, it's like every other storyline is Elden Ring.
Yeah, the last time I remember this game just being talked about just like solidly for this long was oddly enough Animal Crossing.
Oh yeah. That was talked about for a very
long
time.
Everyone like so. I mean, I guess the countdown until Joe Biden jumps on Elden Ring, because like he jumped on Animal Crossing, so maybe he'll just go on there.
Right. This is. I feel bad for the people at Guerrilla Games. It's like, I don't know if this is just a coincidence. They didn't read the room. Could you have pushed the game back, or forward, whatever, or push it back? Yeah. I don't know.
I think it's like I'm pretty sure. I mean, this could have been speculation at the time, but I remember reading that the Rockstar slightly delayed Red Dead 2 just so that it was like some space between it and like I don't know what, maybe Breath of the Wild or something along those lines, and just because they were like, if we just gave it like a couple of weeks, then you know what I mean, then it's like it's at least it's not directly competing.
There was a big game that came out during that time. I think it was during that. Didn't it come out in October? Red Dead.
Death Stranding, maybe.
Was it Death Stranding?
Whatever. Everything since the past few years of just like a big blur. It's just
2018, right? 2018. I know that was the year of God of War and Red Dead, but those two games were literally virtually so far away from each other.
I want to say there was.
Yeah, I want to say there was a big game that came out also. Horizon Forbidden West, man. It is. I'm well into it. I'm gonna do a first impression on it on this channel. I swear I'll get to it, but I just want to sit down, write a script, and actually give you guys an honest first impression of it. And it's better than the first one. It's bigger than the first one. They fixed a lot of things. I'll start off with what I
really enjoyed the first one. That was one of my favorite games that I played on my PS4.
Yeah, and this one I definitely think, because I haven't touched Elden Ring. I don't know if you played it yet.
No, I haven't played it. Like, I'm just, those like, I not to say anything. I'm not trying to say anything negative about Dark Souls or types games. It's just to me, I'm not that good at them, and I don't really have the patience to like get hella good at them. So. You know what I mean? Like I just don't really not inclined to spend full price to like play any of them, But I have watched so my friends stream them and stuff like that. They're very pretty, and they're fun to like watch. I just like,
Yeah.
they're good at it, so it's like fun to watch them play.
You're just like, I'm gonna sit back and I'm just gonna
Yeah,
watch them play it. I'm not
yeah,
gonna jump into this very difficult world and
yeah,
very
yeah.
difficult
But I haven't
fighting.
seen shit about Horizon, the second one yet, though. I haven't
Oh
seen
my
anything.
goodness. I mean, it came out, there's a few people talking about it, and then it was gone. Like,
Hmm.
nobody has said anything about it since. I haven't seen
Yeah, it's
nothing.
crazy. Yeah,
Nothing about it. I think I'm like
yeah.
probably the only person that has said something on Twitter about it recently.
Someone from Guerrilla Games did some salty tweets or something about it. They like did some kind of like, because like I guess it was um like a few different developers
Hmm.
from like Ubisoft and stuff like that were just like complaining about people liking Elden Ring a lot, I guess. And
Oh,
then like
okay,
some
yeah,
of the people
we're
who
gonna get to
chimed in
that.
were,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna get to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I promise you, we're gonna get to that. Yeah, couple more segments,
Well,
and we're getting to
yeah,
that.
Elden Ring is so popular; it's reached the level to where nearly every aspect of like discourse about it is
Hmm.
kind of goofy in some way.
Hmm.
You know?
It's over. Yeah, it's insane, and we'll talk a little bit more about Elden Ring here in a second. Um, what do I like a lot about Horizon Forbidden West? I just got done doing another side quest where the characters might after another hour of leaving that side quest, you're probably going to forget about these characters, but they put so much detail and so much good performance and facial animation and body animation. Everything is so good and it's
Hmm.
so detailed. It makes it feel more believable, more lived in when you do some of these side quests that are in the game. And a lot of these side quests are not just like, they have multiple stages where it just gets more serious, and like you start realizing that these tribes have their own issues. And I love games like that because they build the strength in the story. Now a lot of games do this. Skyrim does it,
Hmm.
Mass Effect does it, but Guerrilla Games does it so well. It's probably one of the best at doing it. Another thing is I'll talk about something that I think you're gonna have a lot to weigh on is the climbing, the traversing of the world.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
Yeah, it's gotten this much better and this much more annoying, I think. In the first one, of course, like you can only like climb on things that
On
are
like the
like yellow, right?
mysterious yellow bars. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yellow bars. It's like, oh, that's kind of convenient. Um, like I need to get here and that's there. Wow, I can just
Yeah, yeah.
they do it in the second one, but they let you climb on different ledges and like you can hit your like focus and like it'll show you it'll highlight what you can climb, but it's still very inconsistent because it's like you can climb up that rock to here, but it's like
Yeah, yeah.
why can't I go way up there? Like what's like you
Mhm.
guys are picking and choosing here.
Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna have a climbing mechanic like that, you should just be able to climb shit. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like from what I've seen in in Elden Ring, you just can press a button and then you're all just like on a horse, and
Hmm.
then you could just kind of like hop up mountains like in Skyrim.
That's
You know?
oh
It's
that's
kind of
nuts.
yeah, it's really funny,
That's
and it's like
insane.
it's got to be something like that. You know, like 'cause
Hmm.
even in Skyrim, you could just if you just run at the mountain, eventually you'll get up to it
Yeah,
to the top
right.
by one way or another.
This game is just not. It's just very inconsistent with the climbing. It's not game breaking at all. Of course, I'm playing on a PlayStation 4 Pro. I've had some. I've had. I don't. I've heard there is issues on the PlayStation 5 of like a little bit of wonkiness, a little bit of pop in here and there. That's probably one of my gripes
Well,
also.
because you're playing on a console that doesn't really exist. You're like, what is there's nothing even plugged into my TV right now?
Right. There's no such thing as a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got signed on. I got onto like the list
Mm-hmm.
for GameStop to be able to buy one like for this morning,
Mm-hmm.
and I went and checked on it and as soon as it turned from 7:59 to like 8 a.m. It sold out.
Wow.
It's like I didn't even get a chance to buy it.
Didn't even get a chance to think about it. Like that's crazy, man. They gotta figure something else out.
Yeah, they got to. There's got to be some kind
Insane.
of like some bots or something buying them up. I don't know.
And they gotta figure out something with the bots, honestly. What else do I gotta say about Horizon? It would have been so great if you played it. I'm not saying you need to start playing it. I'm not saying that. It just would have been fun.
I do want to get it. Um, yeah. Once I start, you know, I just feel like I'm being stubborn because I really want to play it on
On
a
the PlayStation
PS5.
5, yeah,
You know,
which makes
yeah, yeah,
sense.
yeah. So it's like,
I
yeah, like I think.
completely understand that because it is. I think it's almost unfair that it's not getting the same publicity because it is it is really good. It's a really good game, and it's a very important game in the series because of the plot, what's going on, and
Mhm.
because Aloy is a lot more of a in-depth character. She shows a lot more emotion. And like I said, the voice acting, the animations, facial animations in this game are second to none. They're phenomenal. It's
That's
probably the
good. That's
best
good
thing
to
about
hear.
the
Yeah.
game. Uh,
Yes, I thought that about the first one when it came out. That the facial animations and the voice acting was
mm,
just like in the story, the writing and all of that was like near like movie quality. You know what I mean?
yeah. Uh, that is becoming more of a theme when you look at PlayStation games. You know, like God
I
of
was just
War,
about to say that.
Last
Yeah.
of Us. They do such a good
Hmm.
job of like the narrative. They focus so strongly on the narrative. It's like, The Last of Us. It was almost like it wasn't even a video game. It was just like an interactive Netflix series half the time.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like with like Uncharted and The Last of Us, they go a little bit too much into the like essentially being like a point and click adventure, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But I feel like with uh, like God of War and like Horizon are more of a good like balance between that.
They're
But
actually
yeah, they
like
all have just
games. Like they
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
games. Yeah.
But they all have this really, it's like because Sony's like a film company. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So they're just like, let's just do all of the stuff we do when we make movies, just when we make video games
Mm-hmm.
instead. And so I think once they start striking that balance, like I think especially like in God of War, then it's so good. It's like it's on another level from like
Yeah.
anything anyone else is making.
I do appreciate games like, you know, I do appreciate games like The Last of Us that have that kind of play style, but then like when I play that for so long and then I go to something like Assassin's Creed that actually feels like a game. It has some
Hmm.
bluffs here and there, and you go over there and you take over a campsite or a castle, something like that. You
Hmm.
feel it feels like a video game. I guess that's the best way I
See,
could put it.
I agree with that. I know that's kind of like a hot take these days, but it's like I
Mm.
actually like when video games sort of like feel like game. I like
Mm-hmm.
the gameness of video games. Like yeah, I get how games can get too formulaic and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's just like I don't know. Like I guess that's why I like Nintendo games because you like collecting coins and smashing
Mm-hmm.
things and things are going. Bloop, 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 bloop,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like yeah.
Exactly. It's hard to explain it. Like
It's
if
hard to put it into
yeah,
words,
it's
but
hard to
yeah.
put it in words. If you play a lot of video games, you understand. Like there is games that feel like Hellblade. I love Hellblade, love it. But that's like more of like in a very positive way. It's a very
Hmm.
interactive. It's almost like an interactive novel, walking
Yeah.
simulator of a novel. Like
Hmm.
it's
It's a
great.
beautiful, piece of art,
Mm-hmm.
and a great, and I'd say I really liked the first, I guess, season of like Life is Strange and like the Telltale Batman stuff, which I think are way more like are just like literally point and click games, but like they're done in a way where it is, it's just like my wife and I's like show for that month or whatever, you know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? And it was
Mm-hmm.
just like, yeah, I think that's kind of cool, you know what I mean? It's, um, yeah, it's different, yeah.
No, I completely understand. And that's kind of what Horizon is to me. Is like it's a it's a game that does feel like a game, but it still has that um I guess you would say quality when it comes to like storytelling. It still has that PlayStation
Hmm.
quality, and it's gonna be a nomination of Game of the Year. It is.
Yeah.
It's that good.
A
And
lot of what I've seen when people, will compare it like unfavorably to the Elden Ring, which is
mm,
like not necessarily its fault, but is that, they like how Elden Ring moves away from a lot of the sort of like tropiness of open world games with the menus and the
mm,
guides and all that kind of stuff.
mm,
Which again, I don't really mind as much. Like I have like really bad ADHD, so that's kind of like useful to me in games. But
yeah.
like, but I get it. I get why people would want to move away from that. And so like, but even in that context, with the tropiness of it, I felt like Horizon did it. The first one, I felt like it did it better than like say like an Assassin's Creed game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't feel so like I don't know. It felt more like organic as you were going around doing this stuff.
Gotcha. Yeah. Make sure you guys, if you guys haven't played, go ahead and play Horizon Forbidden West when you're done with Elden Ring, if that's what you're playing. I think it's a great game overall. I'm gonna do a first impression on the Soul Dojo about it, and you guys will, I'll get it, my own in-depth opinion on it. The next thing we're gonna talk about, man. So a few weeks back, you were talking about that you did test a game for PlayStation, and that game can I say it or can I have to watch what I say when I
guess we can talk
like
about it because it's out now, right? There's nothing I can like leak or spoil anymore, so I don't think.
What did your NDA say? Okay.
I should like turn my phone out and take a picture of it. They made me put my phone in a
I think it's out. The game's out.
Yeah, this game's already released. Yeah, so yeah, I play tested Gran Turismo 7. It's the only time I've ever played a PS5. I went to the PlayStation headquarters in San Mateo, and they had them on the little consoles. It was like the developer console though, so it was like the weird shape, like U-shaped one that you saw on those like the leaks that I thought were hell. I even said that I was like, I thought this thing was fake. I thought this was a Photoshop.
Whoa, this is real? This happens?
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, I liked it a lot. I remember my specific notes were like, I didn't think I would like it because past Gran Turismo games felt like you had to like really know how to drive a race car in order to be good at the game, But like this is more, you can, there's different options, and then it's more like I guess intuitive would be the word for it, and so it's just I had like a lot of fun with it, and I was like, the soundtrack is really good, especially the Idris Elba song. And they asked me, they're like, do you see yourself buying this game when it comes out? And I was like, well, I mean, what would I buy it for? Like, there's no console. I don't know.
I ain't got a PlayStation 5, so.
I straight up told them, I was like, I've been trying to get a PS5 since the day it came out. I was like, I have like my little PlayStation 5 fund to set aside, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm like, I'm like, in your building, give me a fucking PlayStation.
I'm like, I'm here at PlayStation. I still can't get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, like, bro.
So, how does this game fare against something that is another really, really big, popular racer right now? Is Forza? Yeah, Forza Horizon 5. Yeah.
See, I was compared it a lot when I was playing it because I actually hella like Forza. Like, I played Forza Horizon 4 and then the new one in 5 on Game Pass.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're kind of even in that they do different things well, whereas Gran Turismo is more of like a arcadey style where you're picking the different Grand Prix or whatever, and whereas Forza is like this kind of like open world like pseudo RPG type of thing, and I think if I had to pick one, I might be tempted to go towards Gran Turismo because it's just like surprisingly to me, it was easier to just kind of like get into, to like get the hang of, whereas like Forza, there's a lot more kind of like sliding off the road at first and until like you really get used to the physics and everything. Whereas with Gran Turismo, I found the exact year and model of the Prius that I drive in the game.
Wow.
And so I was just driving like my car at first, but I was like getting used to it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. Forza's very Forza Horizon 5 is very, that RPG sense, open world game. I would have kind of thought maybe it was a little bit more arcadish compared to Gran Turismo. I thought Gran Turismo was more of like, I guess you would compare it if like Gran Turismo is like Madden, but like Forza is
that's what I was kind of like expecting.
NFL Street or something like.
Yeah. See, I was expecting because normally, I have a couple of Gran Turismo games like the old school ones in PS2, and I can't get past the goddamn tutorial section. You know what I mean? Like those games are like brutal to learn. Like the learning curve on them. They're such simulation games that it's like I've never driven a Bugatti in real life. I don't know if I could just jump into one on with a freaking PS2 controller. You know what I mean? But like um uh it there was different like options where you could kind of like do you know you could just like make it to where it was more easy to control like for you know what I mean?
Right.
And so which yeah, like I was actually like kind of prepared to be like, okay, I'm probably gonna get a little bit frustrated with this game because by history with all of the other Gran Turismo games I've ever played. But no, it was honestly like it in sort of like the ease of like access, I guess you would say, was more
Yeah.
comparable to something like Forza.
Mm.
Like like neither of them are full on. Both of them are like more towards the simulation than like something like a cruise in USA or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But so yeah, I expected um Forza to feel like cruising compared to Gran Turismo, but they were kind of on like a similar level.
Do you think Gran Turismo is let's not shy away from the fact that Forza absolutely cleaned up the Game Awards last year. Forza was for a game that you're sitting in a car driving.
Yeah,
It got so many people playing it and so many people talking about it and so many people praising it. Do you think
hmm
that
it's mesmerizing because it's just like you're driving really fast and it's really pretty and it's just
yeah,
you're just
and
like
all the aspects that are in it, all the capabilities of like multiplayer that they have,
hmm
all the activities they have. It's such a huge world and really diverse in a lot of areas.
yeah.
Um, do you feel like Gran Turismo 7 is kind of like it's that answer? Can it compete against Xbox's Forza Horizon 5, or do you think that's just not
You know,
that kind of game?
I think I definitely think it'll get compared a lot to it, but I think that it's not as similar as I think maybe they like appear to be at first. You know what I mean? Because like
Mm-hmm.
if you're just going to compare like graphics and like the types of cars and stuff, then yeah, they are pretty comparable. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I think mechanically they do a lot of stuff different. But
Because
yeah,
this
I can
game
say
isn't
I
open
mean,
world. It isn't. I think Forza
yeah,
would cater more to the type of gamer I am, because I'm not a person that I'm not. I haven't been in a racing game since like
mm-hmm,
Need for Speed Underground 2. Honestly, like I think the last Need for Speed game I
mm-hmm,
was honestly into was Need for Speed Carbon, and that was hard to
yeah.
get through.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I'm similar. Like, I like racing games, but I definitely prefer the more cartoony, like Mario Kart or F Zero or like,
Mm.
Cruising. Actually, I got the latest one on Switch like last year, whenever it came out. It's really fun.
Yeah,
Like,
a little fun game to do. And of course, Gran Turismo is like more of like a it's not open world. It's like a circuit racer. So.
yeah, you go around the different kind of like overworld map.
Mm.
It's like it's. I just thought it's kind of like Pokemon Stadium, how that was laid out.
Yeah,
You had the
gotcha.
different things you could choose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. So I guess best thing we could tell our viewers is like, I guess look into both games and see. Well, which console do you have at first?
It
Like,
depends. Yeah, fair.
if you have both like me, right behind me,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah. So
you
is Gran Turismo on PS4 also?
it's on a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Yeah,
Okay.
it's exclusive to
At
both.
least they're doing that, so it's like if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If you just gotta play you know what I mean. At least at least they're not like you're not just like screwed.
How did your so last question? How did your go a little bit more in depth about like your play test with this game? Like, was the game wonky at all? Was it kind of in those final stages? I would think
So
so.
I feel like it was pretty close to coming out, like because I didn't notice any major
Did you feel like
like
you were the
issues
final
or bugs
play
or anything.
test? Like this was the
It
final
seems
play
like it was
test?
the final round of playtest. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they said they were going to do one more like a week before it comes out or some shit like that. But
yeah.
you know, so yeah, so it was pretty late in there. Like the only time there was issues was so like I did it. It was like a few hours for 2 days in a row. And the first day we just pretty much just played the single player modes. To our heart's content, just doing whatever we wanted. And then the second day we did that for like a little bit, but then they just reset everybody to have all the same things unlocked, and then we just did like online play for a bit, and the online was a little janky. Like it was mostly just because they're having issues with like the internet in the building,
Mm-hmm.
um, but uh, but other than that. There wasn't really anything like. I was honestly kind of expecting there to be a lot of bugs because I figured you'd be playing like an unfinished game or something, but it didn't really feel like it was unfinished, to be honest. Like it was, yeah, I feel like it was pretty close to being done.
So you genuinely had like a really good playtest experience besides
Yeah, I
the
was just like,
multiplayer stuff.
yeah, I was just like, fuck it, this is my chance to,
Play
see what
Gran
PS5
Turismo
is
for the
about. Yeah,
yeah
yeah.
yeah on the PlayStation 5. Yeah, check it out. That's what's up. So I guess you did like a few circuit races in some
Yeah,
of the
so
many areas that they have.
yeah.
Was there anything that was locked off or?
So it was a few months ago, if I remember correctly. Like, you start off with just it kind of introduces you to the different sections as you play,
Mhm.
and so things will be like sort of locked off at first, and then when you level up, you can like unlock different like areas to like customize and improve the car and stuff. And yeah, I just I would I kept on like there's different cars have the different weight and speed classes that are better for different races and worse for other races. Like there's the off road and there's like the big cars. There's like the the big fancy supercars and then the Prius. You know what I mean? And then
Mhm.
it's like, so yeah. I mean, I just um collected a bunch of like really like OP supercars to do like the single player races and stuff.
Yeah.
And then just have a souped up my 2013 Toyota Prius.
Nice, nice,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate that. Gran Turismo 7 is out right now, man. Go pick it up. If Voltaire liked it, that's a good sign.
Yeah, it's you know, apparently there's consoles you can play it on, so that's
Yeah,
good.
there is
That wasn't just
consoles.
like a thing I hallucinated. It really happened. Well, the funniest thing about it was, so there's this song. The soundtrack is great, but there's one song in particular that's like this like really like upbeat kind of like housey rap song with Idris
Mhm.
Elba and a bunch of other people on it, and I fucking loved that song. I just was playing it over and over again, and then as we were leaving, I looked it up on Spotify and it wasn't on there, and I was like, oh, it's right. It's not gonna. The song isn't gonna come out until the
Yeah,
game comes out.
song ain't out yet. Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh man, that's crazy. Make sure you guys pick up Gran Turismo 7 for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, if that's a console, apparently.
Is Sony still putting their games on Steam?
I would. Yeah, I
Or
mean, there's a few games have
I was
made its
wondering
way.
about that earlier
Oh,
because
we're gonna talk about it.
like
We'll
is
talk about it.
oh for sure
Yeah,
sure.
we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get to a game. So let's talk about gaming in March. It's a new start of a new month. This is the first episode of a new month, and we always usually do this. Go through the games that are coming out this month.
There's some big ones coming out this month, right?
There's a few big ones. Of course, I only pick out the ones that I think me and Voltaire probably are really interested in. So make sure you guys can check out Game Informer. This is where I'm getting all the list of the games that are coming out this month. That's where I'm getting the list from, is GameInformer.com. But so dude, Shadow Warriors 3 came out March 1st.
Oh, I didn't realize it was already out.
Yeah, Shadow Warriors. Don't know much about Shadow Warriors 3, but I know the martial arts fighting games are getting out there with Sifu and stuff like that.
I've been playing. I've played several hours of Shadow Warrior 2 on because it's on Game Pass,
Mhm.
and it's just
Is it
it's
really?
just like a yeah. It's
Oh, I'm
just
gonna
like
play it.
goofy. It's real stupid sense of humor, like in a good way, and it's just like a silly, goofy game. And
Mhm.
then like the combat is like actually really good. It's like comparable to something like I don't know, maybe like the modern Doom games or something
Yeah.
like that. And yeah, I didn't expect it to be how it was, and
Mhm.
I was like, this game's just fucking hilarious. It's
Uh,
like yeah,
if I can do a quick shout out for the game that I've been playing on a Game Pass, and it came out years ago, and I knew it was good. I finally played it, and I was like, oh my god, Near Automata.
oh okay.
Beautiful, amazing game, amazing game.
I've been playing. See, I was going through all the the iconic video games that I missed out on over the years, and I was
Mhm.
like, which one should I play on Game Pass? And I said, but I like when I first got an Xbox in the beginning of the year, I played a bit of the first Mass Effect, and then they announced the remaster trilogy or whatever,
Yeah.
and I was like, I bet that's gonna be on Game Pass. So I just like didn't play Mass Effect, and then it's on
It's
totally on
on
Game
Game
Pass
Pass.
now. So I was like, hell yeah.
The
So I
originals
played.
and that.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
have been playing the Mass Effect, whatever they call it, the remastered. You know,
Mm.
the whole that thing,
Right.
and
The whole
like
that thing. Yeah.
yeah, the whole 9 yards, and it's. I mean, I'm like, I have no idea how to tell how far I am into the game, but I've been
Yeah.
playing the first one, and yeah, it's just it's very like engrossing, like you get
Mm-hmm.
like I get like hella like into the story,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. Uh, Gran Turismo 7. Of course, we just talked about that. That came out March 4th. Another game, I want to say me and you talked about it a little bit, is Triangle Strategy. I believe this
I think
game is
the
developed.
Octopath Traveler
Yeah, Octopath
people.
people that made the Octopath Traveler game. It has that same kind of look, art style.
Hmm.
This is one of those games that I want to get to it so bad.
Yeah,
I
I
just
don't know a lot
don't
about
have
it.
the time.
Is it is it similar gameplay to Octopath? I've seen like a few
Yeah.
screenshots here and there, but very like sparse.
I want to say it's either like Disgaea gameplay or it's just like Octopath where it's turn
Mm.
based. But Disgaea is like I believe is like it's like you're moving. Also, it's like chess,
Oh, okay,
but
yeah, yeah.
it has the turn based gameplay. I don't
Oh,
know.
interesting. Okay.
Sadly, uh Triangle Strategy is one of those games I just can't. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to this year. There's so many games coming out, and it's like I have to sit down and actually play that. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm glad
Well, and
it's
the thing
out.
with Octopath is that it's a cool game. It's really I really love the art style, like everything, everything about it is very fun. But it just keeps going.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like it just it
Long
just
games.
doesn't stop. It just is all. It's just like yeah. I just kind of fizzled out with that game because I'm
Yeah.
just like this just goes on and on.
um, Chocobo GP.
I've been hearing about that Final Fantasy card.
It's Final Fantasy card. Yeah, have no ambition whatsoever to play that game.
No, not really.
No, I don't know if anybody really did. I think when
There's
they
like a
announced
whole
it, it was pretty
genre of
bad.
games where it's like it's just like Mario Kart, and it's just like
Mm-hmm.
okay, but I have Mario Kart.
Why would I play something that's like Mario Kart when I have Mario
Yeah,
Kart?
yeah.
Sorry for the people at GP.
Is the Mario Kart DLC coming out this month?
I don't
I
I
don't
don't see anything. I'm gonna go slower and maybe I'll pass it. Um
I'm jumping the gun again.
no, you're good. You're good. WWE 2K22 comes out. It's actually coming out. I think people got like a legendary edition today, but the
Yeah.
original game, the actual game is coming out the 11th. I might not have time to play it. Of course, I'm in a realm where I have one of the biggest WWE 2K journalists that is literally my managing editor. I'm gonna
Right.
hear all about it from him, so I'm not
Yeah, I'm
sure.
sure.
But I mean, for what they have, they brought back my GM mode. They brought back a few other modes. They took the year off. Hopefully,
Mhm.
this game is exactly what it needs to live up to.
Yeah. I actually watched a couple of reviews that said that it definitely benefited from taking a year off and that it's like actually good now. Because like, I've never been that into like watching wrestling or whatever, but like throughout the years I've liked a lot of like WWE games, especially back in the N64, and it's
Oh
like
yeah.
there's just been so long where they've been just so bad. Like even for sports games, like annual sports games, which are known to be like buggy and like recycle a lot of content and stuff, they're like way worse than like even like FIFA or Madden is
Mm-hmm.
like at their worst. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, and so it got to where they had to take that year off. And from what I've people like reviewers and stuff have said is that it did benefit from that. So there's definitely hope.
Yeah. The next one is Grand Theft Auto 5 for PlayStation 5 and Xbox. What?
It's just funny that every year that game comes out.
Yeah, it's like PlayStation 5 again, Skyrim
Wow.
again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, someone said PS2 had three Grand Theft Auto games. GTA 5 had three PlayStations.
Yeah, GTA 5 basically. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. I think this one. Now, I did read something on here that I thought was very positive. I believe people can get the update of Grand Theft Auto going to their PlayStation 5 or Xbox S or X or S, and I believe it's free.
Okay. GTA 5, I think, is on Game Pass, but it's the Xbox One version. I wonder if the updated version will be on there.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to fact check myself if it is free, because that just sounds like something. Okay, this is coming from IGN. No free upgrades for next gen GTA 5.
I was gonna say free doesn't sound like, yeah. That sounds like too nice of a thing for Rockstar.
Okay, never mind. Maybe my mind just didn't see the no. Like,
yeah.
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 I guess it isn't free. I don't know how much it's gonna be.
Just $70.
It won't be okay. It won't be offered as a free to upgrade to existing owners. Sorry, everybody. My fault. If anybody's listening, I got you excited about to go out there and get your free upgrade of GTA 5. Yeah, Rockstar's not doing that. Okay, like they're just not. They suck. They're just not doing it. They're not doing that, and they're not taking care of Red Dead Online. Goodness me. I'm gonna wait till you're done drinking. Cause I don't want
you to be waiting forever.
No. I didn't want you to spit whatever you're drinking out. Yeah, spit your juice out there.
Yeah. No.
So Monster Energy Supercross 5.
How is it just at 5? I feel like there's one of these every few months. I feel like it should be at like 113 by now.
Yeah, I did an article over this game. Funny enough, it looks really good. It looks like they're pushing towards a more realistic bike mechanic, stuff like that. But
I just think that they're not gonna be able to top the very best
like MX versus
Monster
ATVs
Energy,
and stuff like
Monster
that.
Energy branded motocross game ever made, Death Stranding.
What? I did not expect that. Persona 5.
You drink Monster Energy drinks and you ride around on a motorcycle.
You know what? I believe that. Monster. I'm about to talk about Monster Hunter. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Anything on your part there? Are you a Persona person?
I played Persona 5. I am very confused about what all the different versions of the different games mean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, because they made a big deal about Persona 5S on Switch, but I guess it's not actually Persona 5.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is. I have no idea. I put like 100 hours into that game, but then like a new version of it comes out. I'm like, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Right. No, I get you completely. Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. I actually just heard of this game recently. I believe this is
what is that exactly? I saw like a little thumbnail for it on Game Pass, and I don't know. It's like Final Fantasy 13 or something like that.
Is it coming to Game Pass?
I don't know if it might have been advertising it, but it's on sale. Okay. I'm not sure. I just saw it on the main page.
I want to say it's the very first Final Fantasy game remade, completely. Because I recently just heard of this.
Huh.
Is the upcoming?
That's a cool idea.
It's a spin-off title in the Final Fantasy franchise developed by Koei Tecmo Games. Sorry, dude. And Team Ninja, of course. I believe it's like the first game, but just reimagined.
Did they do a trailer at like a E3 a few years ago?
That was Final Fantasy 16, or the newest Final Fantasy, or whatever.
I vaguely remember like a Final Fantasy trailer that people were like making fun of, like how serious it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
probably was like the new Final Fantasy that's supposed to come out. I'm still waiting for the remake for the second part of the remake for Final Fantasy 7. Really excited for that because the first one was really good. And just to see where it goes. Well, we kind of know where it goes, but like how good it's gonna be. Like how are they gonna reimagine it? Because they did they did a few different things to make so the future is gonna be a little bit different. So we don't know. There's a lot going on. I don't have the whole podcast to talk about. There's a lot going on in that.
No one except for Square Enix could get away with releasing an episodic version of a remake of the 7th of the series.
Only Only them.
There's no one else could. Yeah, no one else would even dare.
Only them. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Uh, me and you played this game because you talked about it on Twitter. I think before me and you both played this game. The Ascent is coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 4. Well, that's everything that it was on. My fault. I'm sorry.
It's not the downhill.
Okay. The Ascent is coming to PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on March 24th.
That is I know
That's like
that's
the Diablo cyberpunk-esque.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Okay. I remember it completely now. Yeah. I like was playing a few different games at the time at the time, and I enjoyed it, but then I got like butthurt at it because I was like stuck at a place, you know, and I was just like, screw this, I'm gonna play the other games that I've downloaded, and I just haven't gone back to it since then. But
played it on my PC.
That's more me than it.
Yeah. I guess I was similar with it. I like the game. I like the aesthetic of it. I like the like the shooting aspect. I like Diablo style games like that. Top down like shooters like that. It was cool how like you can get behind cover and like aim your gun up.
Yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah. I'm a little hit and miss with games like that, but I just kind of tried it out because just kind of try out random games in Game Pass sometimes, and I just got hella into it. You know.
Yeah. This game, my opinion on it. It's mainly towards just my computer. It just couldn't handle it. I don't know why. Like it's like when things started blowing up and too many bullets were getting fired, my computer was just like, I don't know what is going on. Like, so it got really choppy. So my opinion on it is just it was good when my PC worked. So it has nothing to do with the game. But it's great. It's coming to PlayStation 5. I can play it on Xbox at some point. Try it again, give it another go. But March 24th, if you have a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 4, you can play it. And that's weird because it was an exclusive to Xbox and Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of surprised me that it didn't come to PlayStation already.
Yeah, right. Next game, I want to see what you think about it. I mean, I don't know if me and you both can get it because it comes out for PlayStation 5 and PC. But the next game is Ghostwire Tokyo. That's a big one.
I've heard the name, but I'm not sure.
It's like you're in Japan.
I think I'm like subconsciously kind of tuning out PS5 games right now.
Ah, got you.
Out of like jealousy, yeah.
You're in Japan, and I guess everybody's disappearing or something like that. In a way, it kind of sounds like Persona a little bit, but everybody's disappearing, and then like it's kind of like a horror game a little bit, but you have these powers, and how you do the powers is like you do this jujitsu, and then like the powers start happening, and you start fighting all these ghosts and stuff.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I vaguely remember seeing the trailer for that like a year or two ago, I think. Yeah.
They had that girl. I think she was a programmer or something for it. She's very popular on Twitter. She's like this little Japanese girl. She runs around everywhere or whatever. She doesn't work with them anymore, but she was like running around and stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to jog your memory. It's just like, I don't. Japanese girls running around. That happens to me all the time. What are you talking about? The next game is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. March 25th.
Yeah, I was wondering if that came out this month. Yeah. Yeah, out of all the big serious AAA games that you just mentioned in the past 2 minutes, I think this is probably the one that I'm most hyped about.
Yeah, looks good.
It looks great. Yeah, I've got a soft spot for Kirby games. I really loved the N64 one. Like it's just one of my favorite N64 games, and this one seems to be sort of like a logical next step after that one. So
it looks.
I'm hella excited about that.
I don't know if it's how open. I don't know if it's gonna be a super open world or whatever, but it has that Mario Odyssey vibe. There's different levels to gameplay. There's different mechanics, and it looks like this is the first. It looks like this is a long-awaited
actual 3D.
Yeah, honest main platform Kirby game. That's gonna really do really good. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, because they've been kind of like doing Kirby dirty lately. Like, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of like free to play, like, kind of like mobile-esque games that coming out the past few years, and kind of like these weird sort of like diet smash games and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
It's like, I mean, none of them are like terrible or anything, but it's like
The Kirby
Come on,
deserves better.
Sakurai, this is your baby. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Kirby deserves better. Totally. My girlfriend's gonna play it. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm gonna get to it. Because I have to play Elden Ring at some point. So March is probably gonna be that time I play it.
They're very similar games, I'm sure. Like the same thing, basically.
Yeah, Kirby is gonna get stabbed in the heart by a skeleton out of nowhere. Yeah.
Kirby's got no maidens.
Very similar games. Yeah, because you're just in Elden Ring sucking up freaking pots and skeletons and dragons all the time.
Yeah.
Praise the sun, hey.
Yeah.
That's funny. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, March 25th. Also.
What the hell is that? That's
Borderlands. Borderlands kind of game. Yeah.
That name throws me off every single time I hear it.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, that's the. It looks cool. Probably not gonna get to it, honestly. Crusader Kings 3 coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S. I don't know. I played a little bit of Crusader Kings 3
because I'm super familiar with those games. Yeah.
Just a strategy war game. It's played Crusader Kings 2 for a long time on Steam. I really liked it. Then I got 3, played a little bit of it, didn't really get too into it, but I'm pretty sure if I played it, it would be great. I wouldn't play these games on console. They're kind of for PC, but it's nice.
Yeah, games like that are like really cumbersome with the controller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you don't even use the keyboard. You just need the mouse to click and drag. It's like hard to do that with the sticks and the shoulder buttons or however they try to do it.
Exactly. Last game, March 30th. You were talking about it a little bit. Death Stranding Director's Cut coming to PC.
Oh, for some reason I thought that already came out.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the original one came out on PC.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. That's did they add like I read like one article about it when it was first announced.
Mm-hmm.
Like they added like hell of shit though, right?
See, I need a third person for fact checking because let me see. So this one, okay, so this is in Game Informer. This was like a few months. This is like a month ago, but I guess.
Because I love Death Stranding. That game was like my favorite game of that year.
I'm
not even like a huge like Hideo Kojima like fanboy or whatever. Death Stranding was just fucking great.
I don't see anything about. All I know is like you can, if you have it on PlayStation 4, you can. I guess you can upgrade it to a PC or something. I don't know. I read something like that. Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah, but it's coming off PC. And like you were saying, like more PlayStation games are coming to PC and stuff like that. I'm gonna be curious to see what it looks like on PC because sometimes these ports have been hit or miss and they need a lot of updating and patches. So we'll see how that goes.
And you gotta have the mods so you can play as like SpongeBob or whatever.
Oh my god, that's gonna be the funniest stuff to see. The mods in this game. You're gonna
Macho Man Randy Savage
carrying the freaking boxes. Like you're gonna actually be like they're gonna have somebody like literally in like an Amazon outfit, like just carrying boxes.
Yeah. Get a UPS truck.
That's great. Okay. Something that you talked. So this is our newest segment. We're actually going to end off on this. I had like 2 other things, but we're going to end off on this new segment. It's called Gaming Tweets, where we read some of the craziest tweets on Twitter.com. And they're all about gaming, and they're just nuts. Crazy tweets. That's what they are. They're just crazy tweets. Okay. So the first one of them that you were actually talking about, Tom Henderson, who is a games writer, he like posted a picture of this guy. I guess he and I think this is the one you were talking about. He is a I'm guessing he is a what is it? An user interface lead on Battlefield 2042.
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on 2042, and his tweet, his name is Ahmed Salama, and his tweet was, the fact that Elden Ring scored a 97 Metacritic is proof that reviewers don't give a flying poop about game UX, which is, I would think, game user experience or something like that.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
kept hearing that used when people were talking about this, and I was like, that just you can't just make a new jargon in the middle of your tweet. Like,
Right.
come on,
I was
what
surprised
are
he
you
said
talking
that.
about? Literally never heard that before I saw this tweet.
Exactly. Yeah, it was user experience because he did make it. He did kind of clarify that for somebody.
Yeah.
So
That's
UX,
too
never
hard to
heard of
figure out, but
UX.
it did throw me off.
It's
Yeah.
UI or whatever.
It's
but
UI, right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I would have thought.
Just gotta be fancy about it. Yeah.
So he said user experience, but he was like, my life is a lie. But it's like you and like Tom Henderson said, he was like, it's probably not a good idea to publicly slam Elden Ring when you were the UI lead on Battlefield 2042 of all games. That's what he said.
I mean, yeah. Come on. Yeah. Like, which I mean, he's not wrong.
Oh, is Tom wrong or is
No. I'm looking at Tom Henderson's tweet right now. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, he's not wrong. Like, I don't really. I'm not a fan of Battlefield or from stuff like that. You know what I mean? But just you just look at like a 2-minute clip of each of those games and know which one is like objectively the better made game.
Exactly, and I think it's just funny. And like you were saying, it's getting to the point now. Developers are getting kind of jealous and petty.
Yeah,
that this game is doing so well.
Think, like happy for one another or whatever. You know, people buy multiple games. It's like games don't really cannibalize each other like to that extent. You know what I mean? There is like the case of guerrilla games like constantly shooting themselves in the foot. But
yeah.
If they go out of your way to like screw yourself over that bad.
Sure. I mean, surely there's a little bit of. I have a developer I know, and I do want to ask him this question. I mean, surely there's a little bit of like, hey, let's try to make this game better than
Well, yeah. I mean,
Super Monster Fighter 800 that's about to come out over here. Let's try to make that. But surely coming out on Twitter and just being so salty about it, like the game is highly rated for a reason. And look at it's not like this is just some out of the dark developer. This developer has made Sekiro. Like this developer has made Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2, amazing games. 3 is okay, but amazing game. Sekiro is an amazing game.
They came up with like a whole new subgenre of games and like a whole like new niche and subculture of like video gaming as like a whole, and it's like
games like like Mortal Shell.
If you're not a fan of those games, which like it's still you gotta like have respect for like what they've like done. Right. It's weird, especially people who you think would know these people, like like their colleagues or whatever. You know what I mean? And you're just gonna be like, it's like like we know people who make music, and some of the people, a lot of the people that we know who are artists are like more famous, I guess, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like if someone I know it gets on like the front page of Bandcamp or goes on like a tour or whatever, I'm not gonna be like, dude, you know what I mean? Like, it's just such a weird reaction. Like
very petty.
You should be happy for them.
You're very right. From Software did make like this subgenre of games like I said, games like Mortal Shell. I'm pretty sure there's 1,000. I can't think of it right now, but those games take that formula and just kind of put it into a brand new game and make their own experiences. So they all the flowers are due with From Software and Elden Ring, but just to be flat out petty like that on Twitter is just not a good look.
And it's like it's one thing if you're just kind of like sort of just venting frustration and maybe in like an awkward way because you spent a bunch of years making Horizon Forbidden West just to do the exact same thing that happened with the previous game. You know what I mean? Like, but then it's like, but if when you like it, Ubisoft or EA, it's like, come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on.
The next tweet is I think you retweeted it first, maybe, or I saw it on Facebook. Something happened like that, but when I start reading it, you're gonna laugh because you don't know which one it is. Oh, you play Elden Ring? That's cool. I mean, you probably don't play real games like Animal Crossing or Stardew Valley, but whatever you're into, I guess. Just don't expect people to actually consider you a gamer.
Yeah, I love that. That's so good.
I love that tweet. That's a good tweet. That's a really good tweet. And hey, we love Animal Crossing. Stardew Valley, man, I get why I really do, honest to God, get why people like that game, but I just can't play that game. I'm just not into it like that.
It's similar with like Minecraft, where I'll every once in a while, like I'll turn it on and I'll play it for like a little while, and
Mm-hmm.
then I turn it off, and then I just kind of don't think about it for like a very long time. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's not bad. They're kind of relaxing or whatever. But
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's
We
not
are.
something that really captures my attention a lot.
I wish I recorded the 11 plus hours. I think it must have been 11 or 8 to 11 hours plus that me and my two other friends who are in our mid 20s at that
Hmm.
time we're in our mid 20s, and we played Minecraft together for the first time. It was like kids that love that game would have been like, they're doing nothing and just having the most fun. Like, they're just running around. Like, we were sitting there and my homeboy created a boat and we were losing it. Oh, we were like,
Yeah,
how
it's
did you
yeah,
do that?
yeah.
He's like, look at me, I'm in the water. He's da, da, da. I'm like, whoa.
Hmm.
And we're sitting there trying to figure it out and creating all this stuff. And he's like, so if a zombie, and like the funny thing about Minecraft is like you're creating things and like making bases for stuff that ain't gonna happen.
Hmm.
You're like, just in case,
Yeah, I know.
just in case a zombie apocalypse happens, I'm gonna
Yeah.
build 3 walls and then I'm gonna build a house. And then if y'all want to come over for Thanksgiving, like I'll make
Hmm.
like a kitchen and stuff.
And it's funny because that's how I play it too. But that game is so like deep. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
so like mind blowingly like deep.
Yeah.
Like kids are really good at Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm like building a little house or like finding a village and just like stealing someone's house from them or whatever and shit like that. And then it's just like, and then I look at like a nephew of mine or whatever, and they're building like cathedrals and like you're visiting hell, and it's like, what the fuck? What is this?
It's like, yo, let's go
My
see
nephew's
the
like,
Ender Dragon, and I'm like, whoa,
yeah.
ain't no nah.
My nephew's like, "Are
Ain't
you good at Minecraft?" And I'm like looking at the kind of stuff that he built, and I'm like, apparently not.
no, no.
I guess not, actually.
I'm good at the basic necessities
Yeah.
of survival. That's
Hmm.
what I am. So I'm good at.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that tweet was great. I thought the tweet was fun, and it was great. It was a great tweet. Um, Man, anything else you want to talk about, man, before we end off in this podcast?
I mean, no, actually, I was just really excited to talk about Kirby. Okay, yeah, I've just been playing a lot of still been playing a lot of Pokemon, Arceus, however you pronounce it, and yeah, it's they announced the new Pokemon, the Violet and Sap or whatever it's called,
Right. Yeah.
and and I was like, oh no, they're going back to the 2 versions and stuff like that. But then they showed the gameplay. It looked a lot like how Arceus looks, where they're running around and they're like, you know what I mean? So I guess they're actually doubling down on it.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they're gonna take all the features that they've kind of made with Sword and Shield and with Arceus, and I think they're gonna move forward with this next generation of Pokemon, and I think we're gonna see all those features kind of come together and complement each other. So it's a big game for Game Freak.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't put that in my notes to talk about that, but we'll end on talking about that. It does look good. It looks like a did on somebody, of course, like Twitter works so quick. People were like, "These are Spanish style homes, by the way," and I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I noticed that the starter Pokemon, a couple of them, their names kind of sounded Spanishy, and I was like, oh, I wonder if it's like a Spanish thing. And then like like you said, like the next day or something, people were like, it takes place in this section of Spain or whatever, and it's like, oh damn,
That's
nice,
awesome.
cool.
Yeah, you throw the El Pokeball. I don't know, like it's gonna
Yeah.
it's gonna be dope. It's gonna
Yeah.
be real dope. Like, I was surprised to see it so soon.
I was too, actually, yeah, because they just came out with the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then Arceus, and they're doing all kinds of like mobile games and stuff, and then they're just like, oh yeah, now we're just doing this one too. Just like, I know we just released like 100-hour RPG, but here's 2 more.
I would have thought Arceus. I guess I don't know. To me, when you release something that quick, I guess they felt like Arceus wasn't a mainline thing. It wasn't a
I think they considered a spin-off or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just what I mean. You
I
can
guess
sit
it
here and
is,
say
but-
it is. Yeah, you can sit here and say it is. But it when you play it, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like there's a lot of care and ideas in it.
It feels like how the main line for Pokemon should be, in our current year. You know what I mean? Like it feels like the next logical step for how Pokemon games are. You know,
'Cause
like,
Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Those felt like, oh, they don't They just want you to throw the Pokeball at these damn things.
Yeah, it felt like they were trying to consoleify Pokemon Go, and I couldn't really get into it. I was like, I don't like Pokemon Go, and this is just slightly not as terrible as that. You know what I mean? But yeah, like I didn't get Sword and Shield. I did get the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and I liked them. But like every time I would see like a trailer of Arceus, I got Diamond. I didn't get both of them. But every time I would see like an Arceus trailer, I was like, this actually looks like how I was hoping Pokemon would be for like past like 15 years or whatever. You know what I mean? Ever since like they were like Pokemon Coliseum on the GameCube is an RPG, and I was like, yeah, but it's like 5 hours long and there's like 10 Pokemon in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I completely get you. Yeah. Very excited for it, for the new versions. We'll talk about it right here on the Soul Dojo. Yeah, on the Soul Dojo on Dear Video Games Podcast. Man, make sure you guys subscribe to the Soul Dojo Gaming channel. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more episodes of Dear Video Games. My name is Curtis. You can follow me at Callie from the Dojo. You can follow him, Walter Slapadella. You follow him on freaking Spotify. He got his whole freaking like link tree out there. You can follow him on everything. Yeah, Twitter, Spotify, Pornhub.
Yeah. Not yet, but I'm getting out. Slapadelic.com. I actually have it now. So.
Oh yeah, right. You can buy some of his awesome merch.
Everything. You know, all the music, the pillows with my face on them, you know, like Pornhub coming soon.
Yeah, man, it's awesome, man. And also you can check out a lot of my stuff and a lot of my work. I'm going to have a few announcements about that soon, but you can check out a lot of my work on sportsgamersonline.com. You can go with Sports Gamers Online on YouTube. You guys will see a lot of my stuff. You see a lot of the articles and stuff like that. Walter, man, it's always been great for you to be on there, man. I appreciate you so much.
Oh, yeah, man. It's always nice talking to you.
And we'll check you guys in about another 2 weeks. All right? Peace.